All right, yesterday we got into a very heated debate about what Tom Brady said. Quarterbacks now are forced to start right out of the gate, the rookies. It's a tragedy. They don't have a chance to develop, learn the offense. Let our guy Evan Cohen on Unsportsmanlike, he was filling in for Greeny yesterday, to levy a take for a mandatory redshirt, fully paid year for all rookie quarterbacks mandated by the NFL. Rookie QBs should not count towards the overall roster, should sit for the entire season or be made eligible after week 9. QB development and depth at the position would increase. That's the take from Evan Cohen on Twitter. He offered that on Greeny and again this morning on Unsportsmanlike. I think we have completely the wrong conversation about this every time that we have it. I went through since 2000 and pulled every quarterback in the first round of the draft that I deemed to have taken a redshirt year. Now, to qualify this, in college, you can play X number of games and still keep your redshirt.
Sure.
So if you started 4 or fewer games as a rookie, I called it a redshirt season as a rookie quarterback. Typically, that's like a backup guy came in because somebody got hurt, or you started week 15 when your team was out of it and they just wanted to get your reps. Mm-hmm. Of course, there's Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Phillip Rivers. Here's the rest of that list. Trey Lance started week 5 and week 16. He's a backup in Dallas. He doesn't look very good. Mm-hmm. Now, part of that's injury. Part of that maybe is out of his control. He still has time. He's the most recent on this list. Let's keep going. Paxton Lynch. Did a redshirt year help Paxton Lynch's development?
Did not.
He stinks.
All right.
Cap, did Paxton Lynch improve because of a redshirt season?
No, absolutely not.
How about Johnny Manziel? Did the redshirt year help Johnny Manziel out? Did his development curve upwards because he didn't play his first season?
No, it did not.
What about Jake Locker?
Jake Locker, yes.
Nope.
Tim Tebow? Redshirt year help him any?
Did not. He was bad going into the NFL.
Jamarcus Russell. Did the redshirt season for Jamarcus Russell make him less of a bust?
Nope.
Can we discuss Brady Quinn, please?
Brady Quinn, no. Network broadcaster, no.
Rex Grossman, redshirt year help him out? Make him a stud?
Remember? Rex Grossman? I mean, he took a team to a Super Bowl.
He did.
Wasn't great.
No, he did.
If we want to qualify Rex Grossman as a success story because he didn't play his first year because the Bears went to the Super Bowl, fine. Mike Vick, good player. What about Chad Pennington? Redshirt year help out Chad Pennington?
No. As up and down with the Jets and all that didn't work.
That's all of them. That's every first-round quarterback that took a redshirt year since the year 2000. The rest, start. My point remains.
Whoa. Where's Patrick Mahomes?
I said Mahomes, Rodgers, Phillip Rivers.
And Rivers.
They're great stories.
Yeah.
The rest didn't matter. They stunk. And everybody else just started. That was taken in the first round.
But if they knew going in they were going to be redshirted and treated as such, maybe, I'm not saying it would have been any different for any of those guys. It would have been handled differently.
That fair?
I don't know.
And he also did not count their money against the cap. It was off to the side.
Well, that's fine. The negotiated salaries were different back then anyway. I'm making a point. I kind of think the guys who stink, and the guys who are good are good. Like Brady's whole idea, it sounds like Brady's living in a world where there were a million great quarterbacks back in the day who all took redshirt years and developed and had the time. That was never true. Like any year in Tom Brady's career, whether it's early or middle or late, there's no more than like 10 good quarterbacks in the league because that's just the NFL. That's the way it's always been. There's like 10 good quarterbacks, a few who you might be able to win games with, and dead people.
So for context, for those that missed it, Tom Brady was at the Fanatics at the Javits Center in New York City talking to Stephen A. Smith about how rookie quarterbacks are being forced in today's NFL.
There used to be college programs. Now there are college teams. You're no longer learning a program, you're learning a playbook. And the program is ultimately, like at Michigan, for me, that was a pro-style program. 5 years, I got to learn how to drop back pass, to read defenses, to read coverages, to be coached. I had to learn from being 7th quarterback on the depth chart to moving up to 3rd to ultimately being a starter. I had to learn all those things in college. That was development. Then I went to New England, and I was developed by Coach Belichick and the offensive staff there. I didn't start my first year. I think it's just a tragedy that we're forcing these rookies to play early. But the reality is the only reason why they are is because we dumbed the game down, which has allowed them to play. It used to be thought of at a higher level. We used to spend hours and hours in the offseason and training camp trying to be a little bit better than next year. But I think what happens is discourages the coaches from going to deep levels because they realize the players don't have the opportunity to go to a deep level. So they're just going to teach them where they're at.
So that's the one perspective from Tom Brady. But then Evan Cohen, Tommy, and Michelle Smallman on the Sportsmanlike this morning, Evan's idea on redshirting NFL rookie quarterbacks. Think if that was Caleb Williams.
What if hypothetically the NFL had a rule that all rookie quarterbacks had a forced redshirt year, paid, forced redshirt year? You can either not. There's two ways of looking at this in my mind. Either after the whole season, you're not eligible for any game, or you're eligible after week 9, let's say. Full salary. I believe if we did that, QBs would be further developed and we'd have a deeper group of quarterbacks at that position.
I just don't see that happening.
Yeah. You need to give the fans something to care about. You need to give the fans that hope. You're trying to put butts in seats. Can you imagine if the Chicago Bears this year said, Caleb Williams is our future, and in order to protect his development, he's going to sit a year. We drafted him number 1 overall.
I think he'd be better long term.
Right. But what would Bears fans have to say about that? This is a city and an organization that has been desert thirsty for a franchise quarterback for decades.
Understood.
And you finally feel like you have the guy. There's all of this talent around him. And even if it is the best thing for his development long term, for him to sit, for him to get acclimated within the organization and the game and the scheme, they're not going to do that because that's not what the fans want. And you have Matt Eberflus trying to save his job.
Yeah, it's not an automatic, Tommy, that if you just sit all the rookie quarterbacks, that if they just sit, that with more seasoning, they could be able to be Patrick Mahomes or great quarterbacks. That's
Jonathan,
not that way for everybody. That's not true.
No, this is the ultimate painting with a broad brush discussion. And it just, I think it's from start to finish, it's silly. First of all, the Players Association would never collectively bargain to go ahead with that, because what is the first thing that a first-round quarterback wants to do? They want to get onto the second contract because that's where they get paid.
Correct.
Like, you don't want to stop the clock. You want to start the clock. So there's no chance that the Players Association would ever consent to that. The other thing is, and I heard you guys yelling yesterday, and you guys just need to hug it out. Every situation is different. Like, I know, like the two situations, like Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes, did they benefit from sitting? Possibly. You know what else they benefited from? Being part of great organizations with great offensive coaches.
Yeah.
If you put somebody else into that situation, it may not work. If you take a player and put him into the Tampa Bay Buccaneers situation and redshirt him, who's to say that guy is going to benefit from it? Because Andy Reid isn't coaching the Bucs. Mike Holmgren isn't coaching the Bucs. So I just think you can cherry pick on both sides situations that work and don't work. Like Tom Brady made a lot of good points in my opinion. When you can go from Oklahoma State to Georgia to Florida State in 3 years as a player because of NIL, there's no question you're not getting coached. So I think it's a deep conversation. Do some guys benefit from sitting and watching? Absolutely. But CJ Stroud didn't need it. Found himself in a really good situation with the Texans, is being coached well, and he's got tremendous talent. So I just don't – this isn't a one-size-fits-all conversation, in my humble opinion.
All right, more
said again.
More with Tommy as we get ready for Waddle Wednesday on Kap and J.